Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have found the Factor 8 sales shots, fast executable tips straight from the sales bar. I'm Lauren Bailey and joined by the lovely
Carrie Smith,
that was
right
great.
here. I'm
I
like,
love the dramatic pause.
yeah, I like a good dramatic pause. I'm a fan.
Oh, I just snorted. That just happened.
Oh, it's going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good one. Not only is this a super cool topic, everybody, but it's one we haven't done before. It's one where Carrie is going to be live taking this training with you. Okay, so she is going to play your role and ask the questions and learn it for the very first time with you. So she's not an expert in this either. And we're just going to see where we go. But the other part that's going to make this fun is I'm a little exhausted. I just got back from overseas seeing a friend. And like, yes, I've been awake about 6 times longer than I've slept in the last 24 hours. So anything could happen. Oh boy, this is going to be a good one. Are you ready, madam? Shall we do this?
Let's do it. I'm
All
ready.
right, let's do some official intros. Why don't you go first this time?
Well, like I said, I'm Carrie Smith, and I'm on the newer side at Factor 8. So I've been here since mid-March,
So you can
and
still officially play the new card, right? What is that good for? 6 months?
I'm hoping a little longer. We'll see. Probably not, though. No. But I don't, I'm still getting to know Lauren, and she doesn't know how much I hate flying by the seat of my pants. So this is really great for me to be learning on the fly because I've done, it's a different approach to referrals for me. So I'm very excited to do this. A little nervous sometimes, but it's good for me. But
No, it's going to be fantastic.
let's do
Carrie's doing an
this.
amazing job with us. We're so happy she joined the team. And I love having somebody to co-present these things with me. So it's neat, right? So I wrote the curriculum and do the training, and you literally are learning it and doing it every day. So I love having your perspective on these. Usually you've taken it already and been working on it for a while. And this one is on the newer side. It's a more advanced class, frankly.
Yeah.
We don't start a lot of training out there with referrals. So you wouldn't get to it in your training plan for another probably 6 to 9 months.
Oh,
But you're good. We're going to fast forward you. If we don't know each other already, my name is Lauren Bailey. My friends call me LB. I founded Factor 8 and Girls Club. And I wrote the curriculum. And it's an advanced class, but it's a good one. Holy cow, this method works. So Carrie, we're sponsored again today, like all of our sales shots, by Outreach. And I want you to share why you love Outreach, because I remember that was like, you do have Outreach, right? When you were interviewing.
I'm an efficiency nerd. I mean, that doesn't even describe how nerdy I am about efficiency. And I couldn't do what I do without outreach. And I've said this before, and I'll keep like it gives me magical powers to go into the future, tell future me what to do at certain days, and then I do those things, and then I book meetings. There's a little more detail in between than that,
It's a gift
but
you give future you.
yes, yes, exactly.
I really like that. I talk to my kids about that all the time. Like they'll put drinks in the fridge, right? And then they won't restock them when they get one out. And so I was like, DJ, you gotta do future DJ a favor. And so they use that now. I think that's pretty cool. So I
I'll be
love that you
using that
brought
too.
that up. All right, here we go. Let's jump in. We're going to start first with the benefit of referrals. Now, if this is the first sales shot that you've joined us for, this is an interactive sport, folks. So open up your chat. Here comes the quiz. Carrie, you can't see the notes either, can you? So you don't know the answers. This is going to be fun. Referrals are huge. Okay. Getting good at this skill is a big deal. And I will tell you right now that when I've taught this, people go nuts. They're scared to do it. Okay. But we go get on the phones and people come back with business. It is exciting. So here are some of the benefits. First one is safety. Let's say you're already working an account. You're an account manager, not a BDR, right? If you've got more buyers in those accounts, the safety is much, much higher, right? So if your contact leaves, or of course, if more people are involved in the sale. So chat number one, what is the average number of people now involved in a sale? Someone's going to nail this because somebody else has seen the research, I bet. And by the way, I've seen a couple different angles on this. Stacy says 5. Lori says 4. Hi, Gretchen. 11 from Alexa. Ooh, 4, 6, 4. 5.8. Jill, I'm loving you. Did you know that 58.3% of all statistics are made up on the spot? The number I have here is 6.8. And by the way, this number was less 5 or 6 years ago. it has increased drastically, big trend in purchasing, guys. So it's important. If you only have one person in your account, you could be in trouble. Let's go get more. Now, the second big benefit to referrals is the win rate. Get your chat ready again. When someone is referred to you, they are X% more likely to make a purchase. Let's start with that one. What we'll say percent or times, right? 2 times, 3 times, 800 times more likely to make a purchase. 2, 60%, 3, 70%, 80%. This is good. This is good. I love watching these. So if I were to do it in a percentage, it's 200 or 4 times more likely to make a purchase. Wait, that's 400, isn't it? Don't let me do math anymore today, Carrie.
Yeah. 4th grade math nearly killed me last year, so don't.
Right? Yeah. The new math, it's awful.
Oh, it's
awful. All right. 4 times more likely to buy. That's 400%. You got it, Wendy. That's a big wow with capital letters. Now, how much faster is the close rate? This one is a percentage. What is the faster close rate? What percent faster do they close? 50% faster. Thanks, Stacy. Lori is a 3. Wait, we want a percentage this time, Lori. You're just typing in numbers. 200%, 75% from Luann, 200% from Wendy. She's going high. It's 69% faster close rate. That's phenomenal, isn't it? So they're 4 times more likely to buy and they close faster. Not twice as fast. That would be 100%, but almost. And I find this absolutely to be true in our business. Before we hired Carrie and your boss, just in the last couple of years, we were 100% referral business, literally for our first 10 years. And the business closed fast. Wow. All right, value. A referred customer has what percentage higher lifetime value? And then we'll do percentage churn rate. Carrie, let's have you answer this one first. What percentage higher lifetime value is a referred customer? Totally on the spot, I know.
10.
As long as you say a number, you can't.
I'm just 10.
Good, 10% higher. Anyone else?
10%. Oh, 10%. I was looking 10 times. No.
Yeah, this one's a percentage. I know I screwed it up.
Oh, it's okay. I'm done.
Percentage. No, you're pretty darn close.
Okay.
It's a 16% higher lifetime value.
It's a lot.
Right, so it's not as whopping big as 200% faster, but it's worth it, right? They're going to buy more when they're referred. Mm-hmm. And they're going to leave less often, an 18% lower churn rate. So the goal of the math quiz here, folks, is it's worth your time, okay? That's all you need to get out of this conversation. It's definitely worth your time. So let's dive in. Sales shot number 1, then why aren't we all getting crazy referrals all the time? It's safer. They close faster. Exactly, because we're too chicken to ask. It's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. A lot of us will leave referrals to a marketing campaign, and that is different. Folks, that's why we have jobs, right? There is a huge difference in somebody saying, hey, in theory, when you think about it, maybe email somebody and give us a name versus you calling and asking for a name. You're gonna get the name, and I've watched it and it works. So thank you very much for that. If we're too chicken to ask this class, these skills are gonna get us over it. And here's one that's gonna make you feel better. I want you to chat this in one more time. What percentage of customers are willing to give us a referral after a positive experience? I see a question's already come in on opening that up. Thanks, Jeff. We'll get you. All right, go ahead, chat it in. What percentage? Monica says 80, Heather says 60, Renee says 80, 40. Lori, I gave you a hard time last time about not putting the percentage in there. Gretchen says 50. Yeah, it's a big number, ladies and gentlemen. You're right. The number is 83%. If they've had a positive experience, 83% are willing to give you a referral. Makes sense, right? You would. You've had a good experience with somebody and they ask you for your help, you do it. Makes me kind of wonder about that other, I said I wouldn't do math. Is it 17%? Like, are they probably just too busy? Maybe they wasn't as positive experience. Maybe they don't know anybody. I don't know. But if you've
maybe you didn't ask well.
Or you didn't ask well. Ooh, way to set us up. Okay, so that leads to the next question. If 83% are willing, why am I not swimming in referrals? Why aren't we getting more referrals from our customers? Because believe it or not, even the ones who love you, they're not worried about you and your quota. They're not thinking about you ever, ever, right? If they're thinking about your company, they're thinking about the delivery, they're thinking about the service. If they're thinking about you at all, it was, oh, that really nice sales rep, right? They're not thinking, how do I help Carrie meet her quota? Ever. You have to ask. You really do have to ask. And does this seem weird to you, Carrie, that I put this on a slide? Like, were you like, duh? Was this duh factor for you?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Well, here's why. Because I told you my business was all a referral business in the past, right?
Yeah.
And I would knock it out of the park for these customers. And then I would just sit.
Like, come on.
Right? And then part of me honestly would get a little pissy. How come they've never, what? How come? Because they have lives and they don't give a damn about me. All right. So here we go. They love me and what we've done, but yeah, not top of mind. So planning the rave and the conversation. Here we go on the skills. Before we call and ask for this, I'm going to ask you to prep. So it's a no-brainer for them. And you're going to need 3 things in the prep. Number 1, you need the win. So it's what did you provide and what was in it for them? You know, I'm looking for swift language here, and we'll talk about that in a second. Is there anything specific in what they wanted and what we delivered, right? Think about your discovery calls. Think about the value you uncovered. Think about what their needs were. I don't want to hear this in your language about your features. I want to hear what their specific need was in their language and their situation. Does that make sense? Good. The second thing we're going to need to figure out is the timing. When do I make this call? Okay, if we did a massive software implementation, do we call the next day, the next week, the next month? When's the right time? Further, yeah, we'll give some tips on that. The third thing we need is who we're asking for, right? Who is this contact, the ultimate referral? And how do we describe them to make it easy to get that? All right, you ready to dig in?
Let's do it.
All right, the first thing we need is the win. This is Swift language, folks. Remember, so what's in it for them? If you joined us in the past, you've learned that there are 6 major business values, and every feature that you have, if you add one of these to it, becomes a benefit language to them, right? So did you help save them some time? Did you help get implemented quickly? Did you save them money or make them money? Did you make their lives easier? Did you make them look like a hero to their boss? Did you protect them from something? Or did you give them the ultimate power or control or visibility, right? Those are the Swift values. We're not going to spend a lot more time on these, right? But we do a lot of talking about the Swift value. So look back in your notes and find out what was specific for them and what you were able to provide. So Carrie, I asked you to come with an example, right? Somebody you were going to get ready and prep to call for a referral. Okay. So tell us about what the win was for them. Give everyone an example.
Yeah. So this was a global business services company, 45,000 employees. And they needed help with some top of the funnel skills and account planning. And so we helped them identify opportunities worth more than $750,000 just in the first couple months.
So which one of these 6 does that fall into?
That is money.
Yeah. And specifically, how would you phrase the money?
But I mean, it was gigantic opportunities coming in very quickly that they had no idea about.
Yeah. So it's brand new pipeline, perhaps.
That's
right. 750,000 in potential revenue.
Right.
A secondary benefit I heard you talking about was speed, was time.
Yep.
Right. In this year-long training engagement, we're at month 2.
Yeah.
Boom. Some immediate results.
Yeah.
Immediate spikes and growth in the pipeline.
Yep.
Good. So you take what that situation was and word it in that Swift way. Cool. All right. Any questions about that coming in? Wendy, I see you've got a question that we're going to talk about in just a minute when we're getting the name itself. Nothing else happening in chat. Let's go to step 2, the timing. Okay. Some things to look for. If you don't have a clue on timing, use some of these as clues. Was it delivered already? I've literally had people go and ask, hey, how'd you like the product? They're like, I haven't even picked it up from receiving yet. Right? So wait until they get it and use it. Maybe they have something, you provided something they're providing to their customers. So Wendy, you talked about working in healthcare, right? So they get the samples or whatever it is, but it takes 3 to 4 months to work with their clients. So there's some time to prescribe it and then some time to get feedback. So that would be a customer feedback cycle or an implementation timeline. Usage rates, how often they're ordering things, busy periods, right? Like you don't call an accountant in April and ask for referrals. It could be the same at their month end. You know how crazy busy you are at the end of the month and the end of the quarter. Are they as well? Calendar versus fiscal year, any of these, right? Any of these. So I'll give you an example and Carrie will ask about yours as well. I recently bought a house and my first month of house ownership, I was homeless because we were fixing things. And I was pretty angry at my realtor for the fact I was homeless. Like, could you not have proposed a longer closing cycle? Then what happened is I spent 90 days fixing stuff that the inspector didn't find, right? A lot of lipstick on this pig that I bought. So had my realtor called me in those first 4 months for referrals, I'd have told him to pound sand. Okay. I really like this guy too, but no, thank you. I was pissed. I was in the middle of the implementation and I haven't gotten to it's not home yet. I haven't gotten to the love of living here. I haven't even met the freaking neighbors. Not a good time to call, right? 6-12 months, probably a better time. I've forgotten about being homeless and it's home now. So Carrie, how about you? This client, where you got the success story that you're thinking about?
Well, I had some good indicators because they were sending a whole bunch of happy emails. So that made it really easy. Or if and what I'm planning on doing with other people too is if I even hear a whisper of some positive thing that happened, like I want to ride on that wave
Yeah.
and snag them while the momentum's there.
One of the things we do at Factor 8 every month in our team meetings is we share success stories, right? And then we're sharing testimonials that we're getting and emails that we're getting and success stories that our clients are sharing. So Carrie's busy during that time, right? She's writing this stuff down. That is the time to call. They proactively said something. It's a no-brainer.
Yep.
You cannot wait, right? You can't be like, hey, remember that happy email, the success story somebody had 3 months ago? No, that's a really good one. What else what if you didn't get that, right? What if you have a horrible boss and at the end of this training, they say, all right, so your job is to get me 15 referrals. How else will you decide who to call?
I would be looking through past, or not past, I'm having a word problem.
It happens.
Yes. Information on the deals.
Yes.
And finding out what happened when, who's happy, talking. Maybe I know some people have Slack channels for customer success, kind of scraping through there to see, just getting creative about where to look and who to call. Yeah.
I love that. You're looking for wins. So you might go talk to or look through CRM or talk to the people who are doing delivery. I love that idea. Really smart. You might also do right after a class, right? So we deliver e-learning and live trainings, right? So when somebody's super excited and having results after a live training, that would be another time that you'd go in. Good. So if you've got questions, chat them in, but hopefully this helps you with these examples about the when to call, because it makes a difference. You got to catch them when they're happy, not when they're not. All right. Number 3 is about who. Okay. And this is really so important. I'm putting it as sales shot number 3. Getting the right referral is much easier when you get super crazy freaking specific. I'm talking titled examples, situations of where they're at. I'll tell you a quick story about this. I don't know why, but a part-time job or hobby of mine for the last 10 years has been helping great people find great companies. So I get emails constantly from people looking for work and constantly from people looking for people, right? And so what'll happen is they'll say, hey, Lauren, it looks like I'm going to be leaving my company for whatever reason. Do you know anybody who needs a sales star? And what I've learned to do is go back and say, tell me about your perfect role. Because when they say, do you know anybody who's looking for anybody? And I'd be like, yeah, what kind of role are you looking for? Oh, anything in sales, leadership. It doesn't do it for me. Like my brain scans and it gets nothing. But when they come back and they get specific, they're like, oh, I'm really looking for a software company who's at Series C, who has around 100, looking to go to 300. Hopefully they're on the West Coast. They've got this kind of culture. Boom. I narrow in on companies where I can make introductions. And that's the very same thing that has to happen here. Do you know anybody else who needs training? Is a really crap way to ask for a referral. Right? So Carrie, get yours ready. I'm going to give a couple other examples.
All right.
Hey, folks, time to chat it in. Which one's better? We've lost them. There we go. Thanks, Renee. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Stacy. It's obvious, right? Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Anybody else who could use furniture? But this one, it's friends or family. Maybe they're planning a move. Maybe they're planning a remodel, something in the last 6 months or so. So it's not even planning, but backwards. I'm hedging my bets, but I'm giving examples. They're like, oh my God, that's right. The Pattersons are remodeling. And boom, you've got somebody. Okay. Here's what I've seen work and not work on this next page. Meet Dr. Rover. Who'd you say was his partner in the firm?
Dr. Fido.
Yes, obviously. Yes. Mm-hmm. Dr. Fido. Yeah. What's a cat generic name?
I don't know. My good friends have a cat named Ron, and my kids love him. It's just so fun. Like we're gonna go to Ron's house.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But it's like Stripes, but I don't know. I'll think about that one.
Yeah.
Cat names.
Garfield.
Fluffy, Tabby, Felix.
There we go. Nailed it. Yes. Dr.
Thank
Felix,
you.
Dr. Tabby, Dr. Rover, and Dr. Fido all work in a vet practice. And you've provided some sort of product, right, that you prescribe to vets. So he's been prescribing it for 3 months. You look back in the notes and he was worried about interactions and allergies, but so far he's let you know things are going pretty well. So here's what you say. Hey, Dr. Rover, now that we know this product is awesome and it's working so well, are there any other docs there who would like a sample? So this could go one of two ways, right? Fail or epic fail. On the fail part, because I wasn't specific, he may fill in specificity. Nope, sorry, I'm the only large animal vet here. Or I'm the only one who sees dogs, something like that, right? If it's epic, on the other hand, he could have been like, oh yeah, well, there's 4 other vets in this practice and off we go. So do yourself a favor and get really specific. You start with your ideal customer profile. So Carrie, who are you going to ask for?
So I'm going to be talking to VPs of sales.
Yes. Good. And what about a situation that you could describe?
Well, the situation being the problems that yes. they've had. So, or the situation. So like they have a huge sales goal for this year, or the shift from field to virtual has been a little tricky, or onboarding a whole bunch of new reps.
Perfect. Yep. Any one of those are situations where we play really well, and it goes with this one that they had, right? Mm-hmm. It matches their situation. Good. Really good. All right. Now that you know the timing and the who you're asking for crazy specifically and the win itself and that language you're going to use, here we go. There's 4 steps. Pretty simple. Okay. We call it leveraging the rave. So step 1, and sometimes this is the hardest, is just bringing it up. Right? Hey, Dr. Rover, I wanted to talk to you about the samples that I've sent. That easy. Right? Carrie, for you, it might be, hey, Steve, I've heard we've gotten some big successes lately. And Carrie, you talked about the fact that you have to sort of introduce yourself too, right?
Right.
Because they may not know you.
Exactly.
And for other BDRs on the line, that could be the case. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is Carrie. I work with LB and the team. I've heard some really awesome success stories of late. Now we seed them to rave about it. Steps 2 and 3 are them doing your job for you. Okay. You get the rave. I've heard some big success stories. If he's not saying anything, what was the number I heard? Was it 750,000 in pipeline? Is that right?
Oh yeah, it was huge. It's amazing.
Blah, blah, blah. In fact, more has happened since then. That was just from one person. Get them going. Okay. Dig in a little bit. Ask some open questions. Tell me more. Is that unusual? right? Get them raving. Don't spend too long. Like if you've prompted 3 times and you're not getting a rave, go sideways. Right? Maybe this is a care situation. Maybe they're not happy. What can we do to make it better?
Yeah.
Right? But you don't want to just be, as my British friend Lynn says, thrashing the ass out of it. Okay. After the rave, I want you to repeat it. This is where you use your Swift language. Oh my God, I'm really happy to hear that it worked so quickly. Time. I love it when we get big numbers like that. That's fantastic. That's a huge revenue spike. Okay. Pick the Swift value and repeat it. Now, up to here, this may be 40 seconds. It may be 4 minutes, depending on how long they rave. Good. Mm-hmm. Then finally, we go in for the ask. Hey, who else in your network or who else on your team could really benefit from a fast revenue spike like that? You just use the exact same language you had in step 3. And then here's where I get crazy specific. Maybe heads of customer, inbound, people who are onboarding new reps. That's where the specificity comes in. Okay. We're going to bring it up. We're going to get the rave. We're going to repeat the rave with the value word and then ask for the specific somebody who could use that exact same value. All right. I want to keep going here. Let's plan it up. A couple tips on each one of these. Will they need a reminder of who you are? Should you check with someone on your team first? Right? Do you use them as a lever or do you use somebody else in the company as a lever? And if you're not sure what a lever is, you need to come take our Swift intro class. So when you're trying to figure out what the rave is, go back to the CRM notes. What made them look? What was the challenge or the payoff? Carrie, have you done that with that specific company? Do you know what it was that they were searching for?
Yeah, but they were looking for, top of the funnel skills and account planning.
It really was it. Yeah. These were super tenured folks who took great care of the customers, but they weren't digging out new orders. They weren't digging out new opportunities. So it was very flat top of funnel. Perfect. Some tips for step 3. If you're not getting excitement, dig in a little bit. Remind them of the pain of the situation is another way you could do that. Right? Yeah, I remember hearing about how frustrating that was. These guys are getting big dollars with big names and you felt like there was money on the table, right? So just reminding them a little bit of that situation and why they looked in the first place. So stay here for a minute. Be ready with specific titles. Use their exact situation if it fits. If that's big enough that you can get some people out of it, right? So Carrie, ours was pretty specific. You want to go a little broader than that, right? You wouldn't say, do you know any other SVPs of global services companies who have really high-end account managers who are not digging out new leads? Like that's so specific. We might want to go more broad. Oh, I've got you on mute, honey.
That's me. Are there any other sales leaders in your circle that are struggling with some of these top of funnel activities too?
Good. And when you say in your circle, like, let's make sure they know it's not just at that practice, like the vet, right? Not just at that practice, not just at that company, right? In your company or in your network, maybe
yes.
your past company, that's another place you can go. Mm-hmm. Okay. Last tip here, an extra shot, use the rule of 3 to help them see. Drop 3 specific contact titles. People who love introductions to us are usually VPs of sales, CROs, or CMOs who own BDR teams. Those 3 specifics help them scan and catch one. Here's another example. The teams where we make the biggest impact are AEs with huge growth goals, teams doing new market expansion or new logo acquisition. That I used the rule of 3 on a situation that time. And then finally, who else is in your extended network? Maybe they've got teams of 20 or more outbound sellers, even field teams that have gone virtual who could use a quick lift like that and some quick wins.
That's good.
Yeah. So
I really like those. I'm copying the slide.
Exactly. You got to read, baby. I've done this already. All right. Here's a little bonus chaser tip. If you ask for a name, you will only get a name. So ask for more. Okay. I want you guys to come take this class with us so that you can really dig into this. But there's 3 levels of referrals, right? The first one is, oh yeah, call Bob Jones. And then you follow up to say, oh, could I let him know that you told me I could call? You want to go better? You say, actually, would you be willing to send a quick email introducing Bob to me, if you'd be comfortable, I would love it if you could do an e-introduction. People don't know how to give you good referrals. Okay, how about give me an introduction? Hey, once I say hello, would you be willing to send a follow-up or even a quick call, or if you see him in the hall and say good things? And then finally, the ultimate home run, a live joint introduction call. Dun, dun, dun. All right, you can get more tips as always at our master classes. The next one we're talking about is gaining commitments. 3 courses, 2 live interactive sections. Get in deep. You can always get a discount if you do sign up like by the end of this week, right? 72 hours.
And there's a cheat sheet on referrals that I'm putting into
Really?
into chat, not panelists. Let me fix that.
Quick.
Yep. So we've got a cheat sheet.
All right,
Here we
good.
go.
Stay on another second. She'll get you the
There we
cheat
go.
sheet.
There's a cheat sheet.
Awesome. Way to go, girl. If you've
Just,
got more
just gotta
questions,
make it easy.
contact us. Yeah, I would love for you to get great at this. As always, need ideas. You can try it, but come get the training and really get good at this. Leaders, dive in and then do a contest. Let's see if we can get 20 referrals. Carrie, I think we should start with 30 for you.
All right. Let's talk about incentives and we'll do that. Yeah.
You're always game. I love it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next month at Sales Shots from the Sales Bar. Thanks to Outreach for making this possible. Bye, everybody.